Alright. What's up guys, it's Crecelia back with another video. Today's video, I really don't know what to call it, but I'm going to show you some tips for a room setup or for a studio to make your background look good for your videos. There's a lot of things I've taken into consideration to get mine to look like this. I'm really proud of how it looks. I love how it looks. So let's talk about it. The first tip I actually got from Becky and Chris. They're like a photography channel. They do a lot of like DIY home renovation type of things. I'm sure you know them. They're like kind of way bigger than me. Their tip is to choose a background color that really contrasts your skin. So obviously don't do a tan wall. You can do a white wall, but white walls you have to light a certain way to actually look good. I went ahead and did blue and then gray. So I painted my whole room gray with this blue accent wall that my little desk setup is on. The next tip is to incorporate what you are about in your background. So I like Coca-Cola products, so I have a little Coca-Cola little sign there. I like the little Edison bulb thingies, so I have two of them. One's a little Scentsy and one's a lamp that if you touch gets brighter. Really fancy. I love that thing. I'm all about my girlfriend Iris, so there's a bunch of pictures of me and Iris. I like film and that sort of stuff, so I have a reel, and I'm all about creating magic. So on my sign I have create magic. On this I have create, a little inspiration thing for when I'm working on some stuff. I do a little bit of producing and other random music stuff on the side, so I have my little microphone just out. I could put it away, but A, it's kind of a pain, and B, I kind of like the way it looks in the background. I like how it gives off the shadow on the wall with the light. So one thing I had a big problem with this room, this is a 10 by 10 room. It's not very big at all. I have it set up literally perfect where I have a lot of space, in the middle to be able to actually shoot, and I have space to walk around, so the room doesn't actually feel super small. I have a full-size bed literally right here stuffed into the corner, so that way I have all this open space for my desk or my little side table. That way I'm not like in a really cramped space. Luckily I have a decent sized closet, so I can store most of my camera gear. All of my clothes are in my closet. Even my TV is in my closet, which I'm pretty lucky to have. Another thing is, don't be afraid to have your bed in the shot. That is a really big thing with a lot of room setup YouTubers. They don't like their beds in their shot. I really can't not have my bed in my shot. I can, but it just doesn't look right. I don't want the white of the ceiling to show. So I'm okay with a little bit of my bed showing right here. It's not that big of a deal for me. Try not to show your ceiling. This doesn't really make sense at first, but unless you're shooting into like a corner and you're at a 45, ceilings really don't look good. You either have to be at a 45 corner or straight parallel with your wall, or not parallel. You have to be perpendicular with your wall. If I pointed my camera up, my ceiling would be at a weird angle and it just doesn't really look good. I have my camera perfectly to where my ceiling isn't showing. I mean, if I move my camera back, you can see that my ceiling's at a weird angle. Whatever room you are filming in, make sure it is clean. People notice a messy room. So if my bed's in the shot, wherever my bed's in the shot has to be clean. Right here, there's a bunch of blankets on here, but I moved them all for that, and I probably need to make my bed. Don't have a messy room in your shot. People notice that. It makes you look unprofessional. You really don't want that. Another big tip is lighting. So if you're starting out, I made a video about making this little $30 cheap light. It's amazing. I still use it. I'm actually using it right now. So I'll leave a card right here for y'all to check that out if you want to make that. Use one main key light. Do not have your ceiling on, or your ceiling light on. Don't have the big light on. If you have windows, close your blinds. If I open my blinds, no, we don't want that. It adds more contrast when you have one key light, a bunch of background lights, and like a darker wall. Makes a really big difference. I thought of contrast throughout my whole setup. So I have a blue wall. I don't want a lot of blue lights. I have 1, 2 blue lights. That's it. I have the fairy lights, which are not blue or white, and then I have these 2 Edison lights, which add, you know, a little bit of yellow, a little bit of green in there, to sort of even it out. Color grading makes a really big difference. As you can see, this is what it looks like straight out of the camera. I shoot an S-Log2, and really flat, gives me a lot to work with. So first thing I do is I add some contrast, and I sort of get it to looking relatively where I want it. Then I'll go ahead and fix my skin tone, and I touch up some colors that I want it to be, you know, darker or brighter. Those are my tips. I hope they helped y'all. I hope you can learn from this. I've had many different setups. You can see them all throughout my channel. Some were good, a lot were bad. I started figuring it out once I got my wood wall in my old room. I'm not in that room anymore, so I have this now. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. You know, if you have an idea that I didn't talk about, go ahead and comment it. Go ahead and help people out. I'm Crecelia. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.